We're going to create a LinkedIn ads lead generation campaign. If you haven't run any LinkedIn ads before, it is going to be way easy. You don't have to worry about pixel or nothing else. But ideally, you want to have a pixel. In the future, maybe you want to drive traffic to your website. That will help you a lot. If you have zero clue about pixels, don't worry. This video will be sufficient enough for you to run a successful lead generation campaign. First and foremost, you're going to come to your normal LinkedIn profile or LinkedIn homepage. Doesn't really matter. At the top right-hand corner, you're going to see a button called advertise. Click on this. If you haven't run ads on LinkedIn, you're going to have nothing here. I have run a lot of ads on LinkedIn. That's why I have a bunch of accounts. What you want to do is you're going to click on create account, and then you're going to type in the details, gyms, ad account, currency. You're not going to be able to change this. This is really important. Associated LinkedIn page with your account. This is important, guys. The reason being is you won't be able to link your personal profile to your LinkedIn ads. That's why I want you to create a business page or like a Facebook page. You advertise on Facebook and then create one. After you do that, I will click on advertise, bam, and I will land on the page and you will be able to see your ad account here. And I'm going to click on this bad boy and I will be in my ads manager. This is the part where you run the ads, which is really, really important. In the analyze section on the left hand side, I suggest before you spend any money on ads, install the pixel. It is super easy, but I will cover this in a different video. Since this is a lead generation campaign, you won't need a pixel to run lead generation ads because everything will happen on LinkedIn platform itself, because you're going to get people's information on LinkedIn in and of itself. So we're going to click on create and we're going to say campaign group. Before we create the campaign, I want you to understand this structure is a little bit different than Facebook or Google or any other advertising platform, because usually we have at the very top the account, then we have the campaign, then we have the ad groups or ad sets, then we have the ads. But here on LinkedIn ads, we have the campaign group, we have the campaigns, and we have the ads. This structure is a little bit different. And what I want you to know, guys, once you create a campaign, under one campaign, you are not going to be able to have separate different ad types. Meaning, you're not going to be able to have one image, one video, one text ad under one campaign. You need to create separate campaigns for each creative type. Let's cut to the chase and I will click on create and we're going to say campaign group. You're not going to see campaign because I already have campaign groups here. That's why it's asking me this. So I'm going to click on campaign group. You're going to name this whatever you want. I usually type in top of funnel, meaning I'm going after cold audiences, and lead gen, and the country I'm targeting, let's say Australia. So here this part is going to ask you about your campaign or group objective, so to speak. In this case, we want lead generation. All right, now we are in the campaign group details. We are finishing up everything. This one, you don't have to worry about this for now. You will have the ability to turn this on later, so we're not going to touch this. And you want to select run continuously from a start date and don't set an end date. So if you want to have a burst campaign, meaning you want to start spending the budget on a certain day and finish on a certain day, let's say Black Friday, Cyber Monday, and so on and so forth, you can do it, or end of financial year sale. But in this case, we want to run this an evergreen campaign. I'm going to click on create, bottom right corner. Cool. Now the campaign group is created. What we want to do now is either click on this one or click on this one. So I want to do here, and I'm going to come under this and the plus campaign will show up. So let's do that. Click on campaign, and this campaign part, guys, is the most important part because we are going to select who we're going to target. What makes LinkedIn so unique is the targeting abilities. All right, let's click on, we have quick and advanced. We want to say advanced and we want to say next. All right, now we're in the campaign details. So I want to leave this campaign name empty right now because this is going to be the audience targeting and my ad creative type. So in this case, we want to do, let's say, single image only. As I said, guys, under one campaign, you cannot have a video or an image or a lot of things at the same time. You can't. On Facebook, you can, but here it is different. So you want to have one creative type and whatever you want to target in this case, which I'm going to show you right now. Single image and objective, yes, lead generation. So we come down. This is the recent or permanent location. I usually want to make it my permanent location. I'm going to click on the drop down. Permanent location. Recent might be like an expat working in Australia and he goes back to his country, and then you will still target that person and you don't want to waste that budget if you're not able to serve that person. Cool. Now we did do this and I want to close, go down. Yes, profile language English. We go down. All right, now we have the ability to target really specifically, which is actually the power of LinkedIn ads. What I want to do, if you don't click on narrow, this is going to target anyone and everyone. On the right hand side, you will see the forecasted results. These are not going to be guaranteed. They have no idea about my offer. They have zero clue about what I do, and they still give me 0 to 20 leads with $2,600 to $4,500. So I'm going to be able to generate 0 to 20 leads, which is super arbitrary. You know, I might get more or less. This is just an average. This gives you an average. And the click-through rate is pretty accurate. You want to aim above 0.5%. This is way lower than Facebook averages, but this is the case. Cool. Let's go back to the audiences. We're going to click on narrow. Now it gives us two options: audiences and audience attributes. So this audiences part, we do the most retargeting, creating lookalike audiences. If you have no list of people, meaning you can upload a list of, let's say, 2,000 CEOs and say, find me people who are just like these guys, like give me more CEOs basically, and they will do it. I don't want to worry about this right now. You can target those lists as well. You have a lot of retargeting opportunities and abilities, but we don't want to worry about this. We are targeting cold audiences, and this is a lead generation campaign. So I want to come to audience attributes. So we have company, demographics, education, job experience, interest, and traits. I want to say this first: interest and traits are not as strong as Facebook's interests. This is a key point. Company is quite accurate. Demographics is obviously really accurate because people really put real information. On Facebook, there are a lot of fake profiles. So let's start with company. You have company categories, connections, follower off, growth rate, industry, and name. I usually go with category, industries. Or if I want to specifically target a certain company, I would be able to do company names, but it will be a small audience if you know exactly what type of companies. If you have a list of companies, yes, I want to show my ads to those people. Come in here, McKinsey. So you will see McKinsey, bam. So you're targeting a lot of people working at McKinsey. But keep something in mind, guys. You have to add a lot of audiences, a lot of companies to make it worthwhile. LinkedIn suggests at least 50,000 people. What I find the sweet spot is 30,000 plus till you get to 500K. On Facebook, you want to have about 2 million, but here, the smaller the audiences, they tend to work a little bit better because it's a really specific platform, guys. So I want to X out of this, and I don't want to target companies right now. Let's say I'm selling a course to CEOs in this case, and I want to get their information before I sell the course. Let's say this is a really high ticket course charging $10,000, $5,000, okay, whatever the case may be, right? So we have company category. This might work, but so Fortune 1000, Fortune 500, these are going to be really specific. In this case, I don't want to do that. I want to go to company. I want to skip connections, followers of growth rate. Maybe industries might work well in my case, in my example. Maybe consumer services will be good, and maybe education, financial services, retail, and you can select whatever applies to your business, right? So let's say we say this one, book publishing, that fits perfectly. Let's just make it up, right? So we go back to company again. We have company revenue and size as well at the bottom. This is what I usually target. So I usually target a couple of things when I'm in company. Category, industries, not names. Names is really specific. Revenue sometimes, and size is a big one. So you have a lot of buckets here. So this might not be the best option because a 2-people company will not be able to afford we're not going to be able to call that a CEO, right? So it's just a self-employed person. This is not as big as well. Maybe I want to target these businesses and the CEOs of these guys. 10,000 is the limit. Then if you go about 10,000, we're literally targeting Elon Musk or something. If that's what you want to target, go ahead, but not in my case. So this creates an important case, guys. This creates an OR function. If you want to say consumer services, education, blah, 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 or this will make sense if you want to go ahead with that. But I don't want to do that. I want to click on this. Has to be either consumer services, either education, financial services, and they also match these ones. I want to say change with end. So now they have to this industries, and you have to be in company size from 51 to 10,000. Now, as you guys can see on the right hand side, my target audience size is getting smaller and smaller every time I add something with an AND function. If you do an OR function, your audience size will get bigger. Cool. Now we are cool. So you're going to close this and we're going to narrow this even further. Let's go to audience attributes. We want to look at, you can still do education, for instance, fields, members of the schools. You can target Harvard graduates, but those are going to be really small audiences. Keep that in mind. You can still run ads, but your success rate will be really, really low. Keep that in mind. Degrees, for instance, you're targeting people with bachelor degrees or, master's degrees or PhD, like specific product for PhDs. Every PhD should have it. I don't know. If you have a product like that, do it. This is my favorite. Job experience is my favorite, guys. I come to job experience and I go after job titles, not job functions. Job seniorities could be good, but I want to target job titles. Years of experience could be fake. A lot of people, I see this is getting less and less accurate. Member skills also getting less and less accurate because people add a lot of stuff to get a job. So that's why I don't really suggest it. Go with job titles, and I want to put CEO. Bam. Chief Executive Officer. As I put the Chief Executive Officer, as you guys can see, it didn't go down. It went up because I have an OR here. If I click on ends here, as you guys can see, people who are matching this whole criteria is only 9,000. This is super, super small. Maybe I want to have, let's type something else. A director. Director will be really high up. Yes, director will be good. Managing director, director of ops, executive director, director of biz op. Cool. Now we have an audience of 64K. This is a sweet spot, guys. I really like the sweet spot. And underneath that, they will give you a segment breakdown. Don't really freak out when you see this, guys. This might not match perfectly what you want to achieve. Don't freak out, just test this. This is not accurate as well. All right, we're gonna go down. So we have an option called Enable Audience Expansion. If you do this, this probably will expand to like sales director, marketing director. If you don't want it, don't click on this. And you also have the ability to exclude certain people. Let's say I clicked on exclude and I want to exclude certain people. But keep in mind, when it comes to exclusion, guys, you cannot exclude people based on the demographics. They do it just to avoid discrimination and so on and so forth. That's why you cannot exclude those people. But you can exclude based on education. You can exclude based on titles and member skills, interests and traits, but not member groups, for instance. So they just want to avoid discrimination. So you can exclude certain people here. Totally up to you. I'm not going to in this case. So I'm going to go down. This is the part that you're going to stick to in this campaign. You cannot select anything else. So let's type in CEO in certain industries that we typed in. You want to type that in here, of course. You go down. Now you want to go either single image, video, message, conversation, document ads. There's a lot of different ad types and they all have their value. In my opinion, if you ask me, I go with either single image, video, or a message ad. Also, when you're running a lead generation campaign, document ads work really well because you get people to download something, right? So instead of give me your information if you're interested in XYZ product, people be like, who the fuck are you? Maybe if you're not well-known person, they probably won't give their information. So that's why having a document on a lead generation campaign will be really good. Let's say download the white paper, download the cheat sheet. That will be a great lead generation. But in this case, I decided I want to go with single image, and you can set up a tracking parameter. This is crucial if you want to see properly in your Google Analytics, and you have the LinkedIn audience network. Since this is a lead generation campaign, this is ticked off on LinkedIn ads, but if it was a website conversion campaign, you will be able to select this. But do I recommend this? Hell no. Do not do it, guys. All right, now we're going to set a daily budget for this campaign. So there is a caveat here, guys. On Facebook, we could start with $5 a day. But on here, as you guys can see, you can start with $10 a day minimum. It was even higher, but now they are slowly dragging it down to get people to, run some ads on their platform. If you want to just start and get going, just use maximum delivery. This is the best way to start if you have zero experience in LinkedIn ads. But if you want to be, you know what, Jim, I've tried some LinkedIn ads and I'm seeing your video right now and I want to test something different, you can go with manual bidding here. So you don't have this manual bidding on Facebook ads. LinkedIn ads is unique in that case. So they offer you to run this as a classic Facebook ad campaign, like low cost, maximum result, but also like a Google ad search campaign, right? So they give you the option to get charged by clicks, not on CPM, for instance. and then they will give you a limit here, right? So we recommend $7 to $21, which is a huge gap. So this will, if you choose this, how much you're gonna pay will be based on your impressions, cost per 1,000 impressions. Are people, reacting well? Or if you're targeting a really small audience, that will be a super high CPM. But if you do this, if no one clicks on your ad, you're not being charged, right? Which is cool if you ask me. You can set, I would usually start with the low end of this. I will set $7.24. If you set this doesn't mean you're gonna pay $7.24. This works by second place auction system. You bid $7.24. This is showing you how much you are willing to bid as a max. So, and then if your competitor bids $5, you're gonna pay $5.10. You're not gonna pay $7.24. This is called second place auction bidding. Now we're gonna go with maximum delivery. Let's say we're starting from scratch, and then you will have the conversion tracking. It is optional, again, as I said, and we're gonna say next and confirm save. Now we are going to the ad level. It is time to create our ad, and we're gonna create an ad. Name the ad, write whatever you want. In this case, place the website here. You're gonna write the ad, and then you're gonna select the image that you want to upload here. We're gonna click upload, and let's say I want to select this ad right here. You can put a lot of different ads, by the way, it's totally up to you. Let's say I want to put this ad, summer sale, remote training leadership for CEOs. Cool. Now the old text, I don't put anything here. This doesn't show always. So here, headline, you have to put a headline, and then the image is set. Perfect. Let's put get your course here. Cool. Description is optional as well, but I suggest you put a description here. Now you have a call to action, learn more, and they have to put their information. Nice. So at the bottom, we have the form details. Now we have to create a form first. Let's type in form 1, create a new form. Now we're creating the form. Now what we want to do, and we want to create a banner here. Is it necessary? Not really, but I suggest you do so. Otherwise, they will use the top portion of your ads. So that's, keep in mind, if there's a lot of text here, it will show that text. Let me show you how it looks. So I will put that in, and then as you guys can see, it doesn't look so good. There's a huge text at the bottom, so you want to go ahead and change this. People are not going to see the form name, so don't worry about it. English, headline, fill out the information to see if you. So this is, guys, what I do if I'm not giving them something for free. Let's say you're qualifying them right then and there. So you're not being like, oh, I have my course, buy now. You're saying, apply, fill out the information, let me see if you qualify. So this really sets the frame up. They will be like, what the hell? This is not as easy as I cannot pull my credit card in. This will create a reverse psychology. And most of the CEOs are going to be really, really like, who the hell do you think, like, I want to apply, like, you want to create a reverse psychology. They're going to be really cocky and stuff. So this will work really well. If you give them a random cheat sheet, like most CEOs will be like, why should I need your fucking ChatGPT made cheat sheets? Like they don't want that, right? They have access to a lot of information, a lot of money, so on and so forth. And we will contact you, blah, blah, blah. And now you get to ask them some sort of questions and profile information. You can ask them about company name, education. You can ask them education. I would definitely ask about the education. Let's say degree, definitely, because it will hit their ego again as well. So they will be like, oh, I qualify, blah, blah, blah. For custom questions, you can ask more qualified questions. Let's say, do you make more than, 2 million revenue per quarter or something, right? That will qualify them a little bit more. So you put your, single input or multiple choice question. You can do yes, no. There is no limit, guys. But you want to keep this in mind. The more questions you ask, the less leads you're going to get, because people are in a rush, right? They don't have time. The more questions you ask, the quality of the leads will increase. So this has to be like a pros and cons for your business. Think about yourself, maybe test a little bit, and then you need to have a privacy policy. Just grab a privacy policy from somewhere, from your website. Just grab a random template from Google, guys. It works, don't worry about it. And then you can add a disclosure, check marks, confirmation. We will call you if you qualify. So say something like that. You can say, visit the company page from now, and they will require a company page, website URL. Is it ideal? At this stage, not ideal. The reason being is I don't want to put just one ad in one campaign. What I want to do is I want to create create like a couple of campaigns, couple of ads, different type of ads, maybe a video ad, just not just a single image ad. Maybe I want to try a document ad. I want to get them to download a cheat sheet. I also want to do like say 10% of my budget a retargeting campaign. These are really important, but they all have to be together. They have to be acting together to have a successful LinkedIn ads campaign. You cannot just throw a campaign and expect the best. That rarely goes well. If you have an exceptional offer and great creatives and targeting, that still might work. But then if you put more fuel in it, you'll have better results. So, all right, hope you found this enjoyable and helpful. And don't forget to share this with a friend, and that will really help my channel grow. See you in the next one.